Better Angels. Hi, I'm Deb Kerr, and I've dedicated my life to kids and families for the last 40 years. My whole life has focused on education and opening up children's minds to our incredible world. I have served as the proud superintendent in our great state of Wisconsin for the past 20 years. It is truly an honor to receive the 2020 Outstanding Educator of the Year award from WASDA. While we're not able to be together today, our network knows no bounds. First of all, I want to thank all the superintendents recognized for their outstanding service and retirement from our profession. We have been so fortunate to work with all of you. There are hundreds of years of experience walking out the schoolhouse doors with this great group. I encourage all of you to rely on these fantastic leaders who can support and act as mentors as we come out of this pandemic. I know that my leadership has been influenced and shaped by your membership in WASDA. Thank you again to our retirees and Educator Award winners. I also want to congratulate Deputy Superintendent Mike Thompson, this year's Outstanding Educator of the Award winner, for his incredible service. He has worked with school superintendents, several state superintendents over the years, and being part of the DPI, which has seen dramatic changes over the years. Thank you, Mike, for being a dedicated and committed leader with WASDA and the extraordinary support you have given our WASDA superintendents during this pandemic and the thousands you have served over the years. And let us not forget the work of our current state superintendent, Carolyn Stanford Taylor, who has been an equity champion for all of our kids. Best wishes to both of you in your retirement. WASDA has given the Outstanding Educator of the Year for the past 61 years for outstanding contributions at the local, state, and national levels. I have had the pleasure of representing you as your WASDA president and currently as your past president of the AASA. I have learned so much in this advocacy work. I will continue to advocate for all Wisconsin kids, as all kids are not winning right now. As you all know, leadership is never about one person, but the influence and collective will to work with others towards shared goals and a better future for all of our kids. I want to thank John Bales, President Paul Schley, and the Executive Board for your service and the distinguished honor of this award. Today, I accept this award on behalf of the thousands of Brown Deer families, students, staff, and community that I served. Brown Deer is a first-tier suburb of Milwaukee and one of the most racially integrated suburbs in our state. It was truly a calling for me. When I arrived in Brown Deer 13 years ago, little did I know at that time that we would become one of the most diverse school districts in the state, with over 80% students of color and 50% economically disadvantaged. Brown Deer has become a microcosm of America as a majority-minority school district, an all-America city of 12,000 residents that supports its youth. We closed achievement gaps for Black and Brown students. We raised achievement and had one of the highest graduation rates for Black, Brown, and white students at close to 100%. The community also invested in our children and passed $54 million of classroom and facilities improvements in the last 11 years. I have worked with 4 fantastic board presidents and many board members who dared to lead one of the most diverse school districts. These board members unapologetically worked to eliminate achievement gaps for all students. I want to thank my board presidents, Dennis Griffin, Dr. Gary Williams, Kevin Klimek, and Dr. Todd Beadle for your board leadership, your unconditional support of our students, and belief in my leadership over the last 13 years. I also want to thank our Brown Deer teachers and staff who intentionally created a sense of belonging and joyfully served all students who walked through our doors. These professionals supported me in my leadership even during the last 9 months. You have all been incredible, so thank you so much. A favorite African proverb of mine is, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I have also been blessed with working with one of the most diverse leadership teams in the state, representing our Black and Brown students. This is what our kids needed to see every day. People who looked like them in leadership roles. Equity is non-negotiable, and my leaders took this to heart every single day in their quest to lead for all kids and families. And I am so proud of Dr. Monica Kelsey Brown, the first African-American female superintendent to lead the Brown Deer District. We were not perfect, but we did persist. So together with our 800 plus families, we inspired our kids to become passionate learners, creative thinkers, and innovative leaders who enriched our world. So where do we go from here? In challenging times, I often go back in history to learn how do we move forward, as many of the challenges we've had in the past are reflective of our world today. I believe we need to become better angels. In Abraham Lincoln's first inaugural address in 1861, with the nation on the brink of the Civil War, and it certainly is reflective of our current times, Lincoln appealed to be the braver angels of our nature. And here's what he said: "We must not be enemies. Though passion may have strained, it must not break our bonds of affection. The mystic chords of memory will swell when again touched, as surely they will be by the braver angels of our nature." We are all brave, but we need to become better angels. In our dangerously divided nation, and especially in our state of Wisconsin, we all need to be touched by something better within us and within the communities in which we serve. Today, I'm calling us, all of us, to remember we signed up to be better angels, as our kids and families deserve nothing less. Today is a time for us to unite around education. We need to work with a sense of urgency, passion, and purpose to change the trajectory of outcomes for all children in Wisconsin. I am calling on us to unify around education. But how can we? And how do we take action to make this happen? First of all, it's a mindset that we must continue to provide hope and inspiration to do better and not return to the traditional ways of doing education. We need to be transformational, hope and inspiration. We also need to take the lessons learned from the past to move into the future and embrace the opportunity to ensure that all kids will be served well. We must find the courage to transcend and seek solutions to address our partisan issues impacting education that divides us. Our lived experiences shape our outlook on life and the world in which we work. What is so ironic is that we are tolerant of everything except intolerance. We can become better angels when we start to listen better to one another. Even if and especially we disagree, we must have the courage to respectfully and empathetically seek to understand the issues that really matter. During the recent months on the campaign trail, I was afforded many opportunities to learn and reflect. One of the most compelling lessons that repeated itself throughout was how much all people cared and wanted education to be better. Another lesson is that we all must connect with one another with more compassion, respect, and dignity. I wish success for our new state superintendent, as her success will mean success for our Wisconsin kids. Our kids must come first, always. This year has certainly been unprecedented and has shined a spotlight on the trauma of years of divisive attitudes and practices as we all deal with a global health and economic pandemics as well as a racial reckoning. There is much healing to be done as our state has become very polarized in education issues that even includes reopening our schools. We are all intelligent people, and to become better angels, we must allow others to speak their truth and recognize their personal experiences, even if it's on Twitter. It does take courage to have difficult conversations about race, injustice, equity, or inclusion, but it can be a start. And as a means to find common ground, I encourage you to have those conversations in your district, in your communities, in your churches, and with your families. Uniting around education is complicated, and we will not be able to move forward until we accept our differences and commit to finding consensus. Whether it's how we teach reading, best engage and support our parents, level the playing field with equitable school funding, teaching character education in our schools, or promoting the trades, our students must be at the forefront of every decision that we make. So let's activate our passion and follow our hearts to educate all Wisconsin kids. We must not be enemies, but be better angels by committing to working together to address the issues that divide us. Let's embrace those ideas that we can take action through persistence, creativity, innovation, and most importantly, partnerships. We need to continue to fight and advocate for all Wisconsin kids. We can pull this off. Let's always be better angels. This is what I intend to do, and I hope that you will join me. Thank you all for your leadership. Thank you to my Brown Deer family, and thank you to WASDA.